fuck you. 1, 2, fuck you.
3, 4, fuck off.
Okay.
Fuck you, Matt.
Well, fuck you too, Ebeth.
Fuck you, Matt.
Fuck you. Why do I get in arguments with fucking recordings?
Yeah. Looks like I'm not using any of this at the start of the show. We're just gonna go.
The following show will destroy your self-worth with excessive expletives, overtly descriptive sexual deviance, and more desperation for external validation than any so-called entertainment should ever be allowed. Two talentless losers who are about as insightful and provocative as a comatose jellyfish. CinemaPsyopscort.
A tendency to deprave and corrupt those whose minds are open to such immoral influences, and to whose hands a publication of this sort may fall. So if someone of a dirty bird gets hold of your stuff and it makes them a dirtier bird, then it's labeled obscene.
Encouraging the lowest, most base, and animalistic of desires to all who will listen.
Because we, as a society, have decided that
CinemaPsyopscort
represents our base and vulgar impulses, and that acknowledging our use of it rattles our collective conscience.
I was trying my best to make a positive impact in the lives of others, but secretly I was involved in a relationship that was taking over my life.
CinemaPsyopscort.
It was leaving me wounded and depressed, unable to even manage the relationships that mattered to me.
Auditory vermin infesting every aspect of the human condition, spreading their filth and foul disease. The Black Plague of podcasting. CinemaPsyopscort with Cort and Matt.
Welcome to episode 234. That is 234 straight weeks of CinemaPsyopscort. Sitting across from me in the studio is Matt.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself again.
Yeah.
But nobody cares if I'm here or not anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
I mean, they kind of care.
Yeah, they care that the episode gets put out, but I mean, they're not here for me. If they're here for me, I would really like them to let me know, because no one really fucking cares. I could just produce
they're not here
you,
for me.
I could just produce a show of you talking horse shit, and that's probably all they want.
But I don't think that's what they want. I don't think they're here for me.
I think they're here for me making you uncomfortable, because that seems to be the thing that resonates the most with our audience.
I believe that would probably be a fact, yeah.
I mean, like, anything I can do to make you want to fucking vomit, they love.
Rip the baby out of the womb of the mother.
Oh, God. Can we not do it this early?
I have to get a little sadistically, otherwise I'm going to declare that I'm quitting again.
Because will shit myself or vomit or both.
Do you remember the Fisto from He-Man?
There's
a bunch of fucking memes.
Yeah.
Like Darren made 2 of those.
Where I am apparently secretly into fisting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clip.
Yeah.
I was waiting on that.
Yeah, right. Oh, well, you got me.
And then Lee Russell from They Must Be Destroyed on Sight made one where I think it was a Hieronymus Bosch painting that he took of like a demon eating a person, and he turned it into you eating a baby.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that one yet.
All I did was put your fake little avatar face on top of it. So
I did, full disclosure, have to listen to that Tool song on the way home last week.
Yeah. Did you pay attention a little closer to the lyrics?
You know what? I started to. No, I still want to enjoy this song, so I just
stopped.
Yeah, I totally stopped and just basic white boyed my way through the song so I could still enjoy it.
Okay, so there's something we kind of have to talk about. Speaking of music, since you brought it up.
Okay.
Last week is pretty much going to be the final week that we're going to feature music befitting of.
Really?
It's not necessarily a demanding edict, but it's something that's going to happen because one bad apple can spoil it for the bunch kind of thing.
I gotcha.
Long story short, too late. Music providing companies of sorts. Like, for instance, Universal's the real big asshole in this case.
All right.
But Universal has been going after a bunch of places and doing takedown notices and putting copyright infringements on people. And we're talking possible fines of up to $144,000 per use.
That's a lot of problems.
Just to play one song on your podcast. So
have we been a bad apple?
I'm not going to say that we are the ones that did it.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that we are the ones that caused this problem for Legion Podcast.
Yes.
But something happened where someone got dinged with something.
Okay.
Now, I'm actually not really supposed to talk about this, I don't think, but
the higher your voice goes, the more I can tell that.
But I wanted to explain the reason why there's no more music befitting of.
All right. No more music in the show.
Yeah, and the reason for that is people that own copyright, aka the bigwigs of record companies, are coming after the little guy in big ways because they've got nothing else for piracy.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make examples and try and scare the rest of us. And unfortunately, they're going after podcasters in particular.
They got to figure out why the music industry is dying, and they want to go ahead and blame podcasters.
Right. And that's part of it. But also, there's some musical services that have put podcasts on, like Spotify. A lot of podcasts get dinged on Spotify for playing somebody else's music.
I gotcha.
Even if it's just a clip, even if you're doing like a review of an album and you want to play a riff.
Wow.
Like if you're like, check out this riff, it's fucking tasty.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, no, you're not allowed to tell us about this tasty riff and play it.
They will never know how tasty that riff is because you don't get to play it for them.
Right. Now, there's some things that you can get away with certain things where you can get permission and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you know me. I don't like to ask for permission for a lot of stuff.
No, man, that's very anti-court.
Yeah. Now, I'm all about consent when it comes to that sort of thing, but I'm not going to email every fucking band on the face of this earth and ask for permission. And most of them don't even have the rights to their own fucking music.
Yeah.
So I'm not paying $144,000 to play Stinkfist.
And they, right.
Or whatever else.
And they would not because the music to usually the shows you have to think about, it's not like they'd be able to get back to you in time for the music you did find.
Right.
That would be befitting of the show.
Exactly.
Especially like for our type of show.
Yeah. And I was considering it, and I was weighing heavily on me, and probably everybody sensed that when they listened to the show last week on top of everything else.
Was that one of the things weighing on you?
There's so much more wrong with me than this, but I kind of sensed that this was coming, and it was something that I was going to try and find my way out of, but I was hoping that we could make it and finish out this fiscal year, quote unquote, of Cinema Psyops before I had to worry about it.
Yeah.
But after this, it's not necessarily, like I said, it's not an edict that's coming down from on high from like anybody that's in charge of who makes these decisions, but it's one of those things where it's like, I love being on Legion, and I would hate for our show to be the next thing that the next DRM takedown notice.
Yeah, you don't want to cause problems for the people who we like being associated with.
Exactly. So as part of that, now the existing episodes that are out there are eventually going to have to come off of Legion.
Oh, so some of our episodes are...
Yeah.
So all of
every single episode,
fucking entire catalog.
Our entire catalog eventually will have to come down off of Legion to keep that from happening. Yeah. Now
that hurts so fucking bad.
It's not like it's going to disappear altogether.
Yeah.
It's just going to have to be placed somewhere else.
It just has to be somewhere else that where Legion can't be blamed for.
Right. And it's something else that I was toying with because we have 233 episodes up on Legion's servers right now.
So what you're trying to tell me is now we have to introduce the show like this. Welcome to episode 1 of Cinema Psyops.
No, the episode numbers do not change because they still exist, just because they're not out there. What other podcasters have done whenever they've had to change, like I'll give you an example. El Goro of Talk Without Rhythm has actually archived all of his stuff and put that behind his Patreon paywall. So it's one of those things where it's like all of these other previous episodes, and the reason that he had to do that is he switched service providers, and they were like, no, you silly bastard, we're not going to put up like 500 of your previous episodes. I don't remember what the number was, but it was an exorbitantly, like it was double what we've done.
Yeah.
Because he's been in the business a lot longer than
a long time.
And by business, I mean hobby, and by hobby, I mean podcasting.
Yes.
So it's something that we're going to have to deal with. with. On the plus side, with removing some of these things, and the reason that I'm mentioning it now and I'm getting it out there to everybody is before the episodes come down, I want everybody to get a chance to bum rush and download them all, because that is kind of my plan moving forward, where I'm going to probably archive them and put them behind a paywall for everybody.
There you go.
And all it really is basically going to be is it's like you pay the minimum fee of whatever it'll be a month for Patreon, and then you get access to the archives, and then I'm going to start throwing in some other things.
So if we keep doing this for another few years, then hipsters can be like, man, you should have heard the older shows when they had music on them. Those were the shows, man.
Well, music's not going to fully go away. That's one of the other things. See, my plan was going to be for next year, I was going to drop the music befitting of, archive all the old episodes to save Legion the space. It's something that I've been hinting at and kind of asking Bo, and Bo's like, no, you don't have to do that. And even with this copyright thing, he still was kind of telling me I didn't have to do it.
Well, Bo's a cool guy.
But... Right. But it's one of those things where it's like, we're on the roulette wheel, and I've played plenty of music that could be a problem in the future.
It's only a matter of time before someone notices our little dark corner of the world here.
Well, and again, we aren't even the ones that
caused it originally.
That actually got dinged, or at least that's what I'm being reassured of.
Yeah, I'm just saying, though, eventually, in the previous episodes, for the amount of music you have played before, I'm just saying,
soundtracks.
It won't be long till someone's prying eye finds our little dark corner of the swamp and decides to, drain it.
Basically, and I don't want to have the issue with it now.
And I don't want to have Bo sweat it out.
If we put ourselves on another service, like if I went back to Podbean and I paid to do all of that with Podbean and everything, I could probably get away with it for a little while longer. And then basically, the less exposure that we have, the less danger that we're having of worrying about that. The problem is if this other podcast got dinged, and let's say hypothetically speaking, I don't know who it is, but let's just say that they don't have our numbers.
Yeah.
We are increasing the likelihood of getting Legion in trouble.
Yeah. And I like being a part of Legion.
Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, we're not leaving.
Yeah, if Legion wouldn't have taken us in, this podcast wouldn't have survived.
Yeah.
And if Legion wasn't there to support us, and when I say Legion, I don't mean just Bo, I mean everybody in Legion. The whole of everybody that was in Legion to support us.
The whole kit and caboodle.
But a lot of what Bo did to support us, too. If that wouldn't have happened, this podcast wouldn't exist as is. And we really took off shortly after we got on there, because we came out swinging and people were like, what the fuck is this thing?
Who are these two assholes?
Right, because the very first debut that we had on Legion was a porn parody of us watching the one clone have sex with Millicent.
Yeah, Millicent.
Who was pretending to be possessed.
Yeah.
And we used clips from The Exorcist of all the filthy talk.
God, I forgot about all that.
Yeah, and I remember people messaging me like, what the hell are you doing? Are you trying to get kicked off a network you just joined?
I'm just I try to put myself in the mind's eye of somebody's like, they loved Legion, and then all of a sudden this new show, cinemapsyopscort, let's check it out. And
we were Legion adjacent before that.
But I'm just saying, let's just say it's the first time someone listens to it.
It pops up in the Legion main feed, and that is the first one.
That's the first one they
That's
hear.
the one we debuted with.
Sitting there like, what the fuck did I just walk into?
Yeah, that's kind of intentionally what I wanted to do when I did that.
I have a great way of saying this, because you have cats. It's like you get up late at night, you need a drink of water, and you're walking around, because it's your house, with the lights off, everything's dark, and then you step and you feel a squish. And you're like,
shit, that happens to me on a regular in my house. But that's basically what we are. We are the vomit that Legion Podcast stepped in. Yeah.
And you're like, is that vomit or is it shit? I don't know.
Well, luckily it's always vomit in my case with my cats. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. The last thing that I want to talk about, too, just to get it all out in the air. No, I'm not doing okay, in case everybody's wondering. I'm sure people have heard it the last couple of weeks in my voice, and then also some of my posts online. So it's not that I don't appreciate everybody that has checked up on me and making sure that I'm okay, but the answer is no, I'm not okay. I'm not planning on doing anything drastic about it, or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Don't be foolish. English here.
Yeah, and it's not going to be anything like that.
Yeah. But hey, everyone has these moments where you're not okay.
Well, while I make it as a joke, the things that I talk about whenever I mention things that we kind of joke about how like I have certain issues with certain things.
Yeah,
including how I was raised in my family and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like I'm joking, but I'm actually making light of actual problems.
I think you and I both do very much the same thing. Is we joke about some things in our lives that can be rather very serious, and things that we have serious, whether they be doubts within ourselves or serious problems with ourselves, and we both make jokes out of them because that kind of pain can be useful.
Well, that's what primarily all comedians do.
Yeah,
at least the good ones.
Yeah, the good ones turn pain into
the other ones
something
say
funny.
Stouffer's French bread pizza, and everybody fucking laughs because they were the first ones on MySpace.
No, that is relevant.
Right. So, I mean, I'll get back into character here in a minute, but I basically have stepped out of character. But a lot of the stuff that I joke about and everything is not really me joking. It's me taking things that are genuinely wrong with me and making light of it for humor and to kind of make it to where if somebody else out there is feeling the same fucked up way that I am, you can be a high functioning adult and also be severely fucked up in the brain.
Yeah, I would hope so. I'm trying to be. And that's not me making a joke. It sounds like a joke, but I'm 100% honest. I'm trying to be as well, a full functioning adult, even though I'm somewhat fucked up. And I don't know how I got fucked up, but I got fucked up somewhere around the road in life. And yet I still somehow, got a semi-normal woman to marry me and have a family with. So, and so that adds a little extra level into, things I say. But yeah, man, we could tell with you, it's been a little more hardcore lately for you.
Well, it's probably not going to get a whole hell of a lot better, but I'm going to try and keep it as much in character and make it as entertaining as possible.
Well, you go at your own speed too. I mean, no one should feel pressured to just be better. That's so horseshit.
Honestly, if
just
I go to
cheer up, it's like fuck you.
If I go to like any kind of counseling, chances are I'm probably just going to get put away into an asylum anyway.
No. I mean,
it's gonna be like Marv when he was talking about how his parole officer's fiance got him the meds and everything, and that she tried to analyze him once, but she got too scared.
No, don't worry about it. We're gonna get you a nice cheap therapist, one of the guys who doesn't want to call. It's not on the up and up. We're gonna pay him underneath the table. You're gonna be just fine.
I don't want to go to that. No, and I'm looking at it for real and everything. To possibly, I don't even know if counseling is going to be the thing that's going to help me or not. But
well, you know what? Maybe it won't, but it would be a fucking damn shame if you didn't at least try.
Well, lately it's basically been. I described this to my wife not too long ago, and I basically made her bawl, and I felt terrible about it. But my happiness has basically felt like a birthday candle in a pitch black room.
Damn, that's fucking heavy,
and it's burning out.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm nowhere near there, but I got you. I understand.
And the other part about it is I don't remember the last time that I didn't feel like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I honestly don't even know really. Like I can recall being happy, but it felt like it wasn't there. It wasn't
like
real.
You're faking it till you make it.
Not necessarily faking it, but like it felt like an autonomic sort of like reflex action response to something that should be making me happy.
Oh, this is supposed to make me happy, so I'm acting happy.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah, and then when you sit back and you really think about it, you're like, no.
Was I actually happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's not really my area of expertise. So to go back into character, nothing's really my area of expertise. But
sucking and owing me $60 for a recorder you lost, that's your area of expertise.
That's about it. Yeah.
Oh, and before I get back into character, I want my fucking money.
Yeah, you'll get your money.
You say that.
Yeah, you're gonna get your money. Don't worry about it. I've seen it. Yeah. If you ever see mob movies, you'll get your money. It's fine.
Oh yeah, I will get my money.
Wait, I can't tell if that was you coming out to me sexually or physical threatening me.
Well, first of all, you're not attractive enough for you to work off $60 sexually for me.
I'm going to tell you one thing. Now, that's why I'm hurt all the time.
Because I'm not physically attracted to you?
Exactly. I don't know what else I can do.
I'll join the fucking club, you hideous fucking chud. right, so enough serious talk here. Yeah, enough horseshit. This week we are covering Death Laid an Egg, which is like the pretty much proto-eurosleaze film. This is pretty much kind of like not necessarily the one that started them all, but like the touchstone.
Okay.
That you could kind of, whenever exploitation and art house weirdness got melded together into some weird, funky, syrupy thing that became a film. That's what Death Laid an Egg basically represents.
I will say this movie frustrated me at many turns.
Oh, me as well. And I watched the director's cut of it, so I watched an hour and 44-minute version of the film.
Yeah, and I watched an hour. I tried to watch the hour and 44-minute, but burned.
No subtitles,
No subtitles, so...
there were no subtitles burned in, which was my fault. I didn't realize that there were going to be inserted Italian stuff. But that also adds an opportunity because I can shed some light on some of the story that might be frustrating for you.
Well, and it's not just story. I'm not going to bury the lead. The wife, Anne, in this movie is attractive. Very attractive.
Okay, yeah, I can... Okay, yeah, we'll save that.
Okay.
Save that, that's fine.
I'm sorry, but...
what I'm kind of getting at with this is the parts that develop as far as the story goes, what you're missing in the director's cut.
Yeah.
And then everybody else that's going to be able to see this film that they didn't buy the Nucleus Films Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the Giallo cut is what you watched, was what they're referring to it now as.
Yeah.
Which is like an hour and 30 some odd minutes. But most of the versions of this are like 78 or 80 some odd minutes long, which is even shorter than the version that you watched.
Damn.
Yeah, but this fully restored Nucleus Films Blu-ray, this is the other one from the Indiegogo I backed.
After I watch a movie, I always go to like its Wikipedia for like information and stuff.
Yeah.
And I saw the original, like they have Wikipedia for the original for the movie. It's like a runtime was like 188 or 180 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, which is
way more than what my hour and 30 was.
Yeah, that's about what I watched, was the hour 44 mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost 2 hours, basically. Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of what we'll be discussing, and I'll try and remember everything. We were supposed to record on Monday, but Matt lazed out on me on Sunday and didn't text me until Sunday night.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Would appreciate at least more than 22 hours notice whenever you need to switch a day.
I got you.
So, like, basically, if you know by Saturday you're not going to be able to do it on Monday, let me know.
See, and I didn't know that, but I'll make sure I know it next time. Finger guns.
Well, Super Bowl Sunday, I'm just going to assume you're going to need to record Tuesday in the future, and we'll try and schedule around that.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Finger guns.
Finger guns, right. All right, I think all the airing of grievances around the Festivus poll have been covered. We've talked about the Death Laid an Egg fucking movie.
Why does that sound sexual?
The Festivus poll?
Yeah.
Well, it's for the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to take the break here. We're going to play the Legion Patreon promo ad. We will have no fucking music befitting of anything having to do with Death Laid an Egg, because the music industry is a bunch of heartless fucking pricks. And when we come back, we will have the trailer.
This'll keep it quiet. Oh, hi there. I didn't see you. You call me cutting a new show. I'm Bo Ransdell, and I'm one of the many creators you can find on Legion Podcasts. I said quiet! My fellow podcasters and I work hard to bring you the best in horror podcasting, but that comes at a cost.
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Not that, but also yes. No, what I'm getting at is that there are server costs, costs for good microphones and software for editing, all the things that make our shows, fun to listen to. And you can help. If you're enjoying the shows on legionpodcasts.com or in the Legion Network available on iTunes and Stitcher, just about anywhere you can download a podcast, really, you can help us out and get a little something for your trouble at patreon.com/Legion Podcasts. For just $2 a month, you get a pair of movie commentaries exclusive to Patreon, and for $5, you can also join us for a monthly screening of a movie. All of that available on patreon.com/Legion Podcasts. We appreciate it, and thank you for listening. Now, back to the cutting room.
here's where I come in and talk about the music that is befitting of that we decided to go ahead and, show. And I picked out this song about, I don't know, more chickens, I guess.
Really?
Or eggs.
Was it the chicken dance?
No.
No?
No, it probably
that would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been great. But I think the chicken dance might be, in the public domain as long as somebody else plays it for us.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know. Yeah, but the chicken dance would have been a fine addition to this.
I'm going to have to make some additional music or something like that to kind of come in from breaks between or something along those lines. That was actually my plan that I was going to do for our next fiscal year for Cinema Psyops, but I'm going to have to probably expedite that and find a way to have the time to do it.
Can I just make mouth music?
No. You can sit there silently while I play this trailer.
Okay.
There's something dark, something strange inside of me that forces me to act quickly without thinking. Anna, with the flames in her eyes. But I loved Gabrielle, so soft and warm and sweet. I wanted her. Oh God, I wanted her. I couldn't get away, even though I tried. There was no time. They were after me. They spied on me. They knew about me. I've got to do it right away. Right away. The plan was so clear in my mind. Complete. Perfect. I had to find some way to get out of this. And there was only one way. One way. Everything around me was rotten. The society, the people, everything. Just as everything was rotten inside of me. No one noticed. No one saw that I had made my decision. There was only one way to destroy the clouds of dread that obsessed me. Only one way. To be free. Anna, Gabrielle, Gabrielle, no, that's enough. Hurry, get out. Don't look. Death follows me wherever I go. I want to get out of this stupid farce. To get out of the empty room. Away from the nightmares, the fears, the desires of this absurd and horrible reality.
And so that's the trailer for Death Laid an Egg, which tells you everything and all at once tells you nothing.
Yeah, that's not a half bad trailer.
Yeah, and
really,
the music, well, I cut a lot of the noise and the really awful, not really score that's in this film.
We'll
dig into it a little bit more as we go. But
that music is unsettling. It's quote unquote music. It's more like noise. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
All right.
Let's call it avant-garde, which is a nice way of saying shit.
All right. Well, Death Laid an Egg. We start off with it seems like a hotel. A bunch of people are getting ready to start their day. An old man's putting a plastic bag in his head, which that makes sense.
This is one of those play motels, which is essentially people go there specifically for sexual encounters.
Yes.
So much so that the hotel even has their own stable of prostitutes hanging out in them.
That is true.
Italy looks like a kind of hanging place I'd want to go to.
Yes, we see a very pretty girl getting ready, and the man putting on gloves, taking out a knife. The lady says she wants kisses, but it appears she gets murdered instead. So
yeah, it's play murder. It's not real murder.
But we don't know that yet.
No, because he climbs on top of her and she starts moaning right after he's slashing her up.
But you're not supposed to know that yet.
Whatever.
You just ruined it.
You can tell.
You know what? God damn it.
You can tell.
No, you can't.
I could tell.
Oh, fine.
I know the difference.
You're just,
I know the difference on whether or not it's actual murder. Clip, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so the killer, Marco, he apparently runs a chicken farm with his wife. They and a young woman are taking pictures when a wrench almost falls from the ceiling of the farm facility.
It was channel locks. It was a giant set of channel locks.
Was it? I thought it was a wrench.
When they show it, it's actually like a giant set of channel locks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it falls from the ceiling, and that leads to our first clip.
How did that happen? It could have killed you. It was up in the silo. It couldn't have just fallen down.
The workman did it.
No, you can't be sure. Somebody left it behind, and the vibrations...
That's impossible.
Somebody put it up there.
Just what are you getting?
I said somebody put it there. They did it on purpose. They wanted to kill us. That should be obvious. They meant it to fall.
I'm sure they didn't mean to. I'm sure of that.
They did. They put it there on purpose.
The workmen.
They didn't.
Don't play innocent. You know they did. I told you to explain it all to them a couple of months ago. Then maybe we would have been left alone instead of persecuted. Anyway, thank God they've gone. And good riddance.
There they are.
They hate us. They did even when they worked for us. What are they doing here now? We don't need them anymore. Are you going to let those idiots just stand there and watch us? Too bad that photographs aren't more like mirrors.
What do you mean?
I mean, a photograph can't be changed. In a mirror, you can fix your hair. In a photograph, it's too late.
You can always tear them up if you want to.
Tear this one up, then.
Oh, no, it's beautiful. You can see right away that you're the boss.
Oh, you cannot.
No, I mean, it's got your character. It's really you.
What do you think of this?
Now, here you have a strange kind of gentleness.
Once upon a time, I wanted to have that quality.
Do you think you'll like it?
Yes, I do, dear. But it's too late now to do anything about it.
Oh.
You're both beautiful in this one.
Yes, that's the best one of all. We won't tear that one up. What are those?
Photographs of the new machinery. Paolo made them. They're only trick photography. But they're very clear.
We needed this new machinery. I was right to insist on it. They have the best equipment in the area, the very best. Have Paolo print up lots of copies.
Yeah. Excuse me a minute. I've got a phone call to make.
Look at this one.
Marco is mad about a pic that's kind of showing his face and hand area. I don't know. He just isn't all that great about the pic. I didn't really notice that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got to start ripping this stuff at a higher resolution than you, which, by the way, I'm admitting to more copyright infringement on the air.
Yeah.
Review copies of things get a little bit of a gray area, sort of, because, you don't keep it. But even for non-monetary gain, it's still under copyright infringement.
Uh-huh.
But none of that fucking matters at this point. It's actually a photo of him with those channel locks, setting them up on the ceiling.
Oh.
Yeah. So
oh my God, this makes more sense now.
Yeah, someone has been fucking with him while he's been attempting to murder his wife for quite some time now.
Good God. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This was like the minute when I was writing notes and I didn't notice that they killed Tommy's father in front of him.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing.
That blows this movie wide open for me now.
Okay.
Holy fuck. Okay.
Is it a slightly less frustrating?
Yes.
There's a sort of undercurrent of a blackmail plot going on with some of this.
Yeah. That helps at least establish that in the beginning. Now that you've mentioned that, because for some reason I saw he was concentrating on the hand, but I couldn't see what the hand was holding.
Yeah, it was him trying to rig up those
and then I'm like, did I miss like a mark or something? Like, because then I'm thinking, because at the time I'm still thinking he killed that first prostitute. So I'm like, did she mark his hand or something? So it's like, oh fuck, I don't want anybody to see evidence of that.
No, I don't know if this is a blackmail plot where this photograph came from, because people were photographing them fooling around inside the chicken processing facility because they have workers that are doing the slaughtering currently.
Yeah.
And part of what they were talking about, and we heard it in the clip, they're bringing in machinery to do that themselves.
Yep.
So they are basically ridding jobs by having automation.
Well, it's in the same role of pictures, so how he can't put together that the girl taking the pictures is probably in on the plot.
Right, but maybe she caught that photo of him messing with the wrench without even knowing it.
Knowing she caught it.
Right, and maybe this wasn't necessarily a blackmail thing. Maybe he was setting it up haphazardly like an idiot, and she caught it while they were fooling around taking photos elsewhere.
There you go. His wife then tells him that a young man has been looking for him and that he was very handsome and very nice. Then later on that night, we see a weird dude driving up outside the place in a car, waiting outside the house. While undressing, but...
Thank you, movie.
Thank you, but not seeing anything, so... a little bit of a fuck you movie.
No, you don't deserve access to her body, but what you get is enough to make you happy.
All right, you know what? I can live with that.
That's a thank you movie because I got to see as much as the movie was willing to show me.
Yeah, later on, she wears a really good number that really is a big thank you movie. Knocks her socks right off.
Yeah, there's not really an ugly person in this film.
Man. Italians are very...
Well, the main cast anyway.
Yeah.
Once we get to like The Office, then there's some people that I would rather not look at. But But like the main like 3 people that are in this weird throuple thing that it feels like.
Yeah.
Like they never really explain why this girl is living with them other than they decided to take her in.
Yeah, well, she is family to the wife. And actually, the wife has a very weird thought process about this young lady whose name is Gabrielle. And that is actually our next clip.
I was noticing Gabrielle today. We were down at the pool together.
Gabrielle? What does she have to do with anything?
Her body seems to be made of separate parts, beautifully united, but still each one perfected to be separated and put together again.
You make it sound like a toy you can pull to pieces and reassemble just for the fun of it. You might kill her in the process.
It wouldn't be to destroy her, but to remake her. A different way every time.
That's pretty abstract.
There's nothing abstract about Gabrielle when you see her nude. She's put together so nicely, her body and her pretty little face. Her body's so neatly formed that every movement she makes is graceful and cool.
It's her youth.
I'd love to take her apart at certain moments when she's laughing. Or when she's been drinking. Or when she pretends she's serious and doesn't smile. I wish she would always stay like that. Never change.
She's so young, she's not aware of herself yet.
Other people will soon make her aware of what she is. I had a strange dream the other night. Gabrielle was stretched out in her bed, motionless, as if she were dead.
How absurd.
No, it isn't. She was beautiful. So helpless and innocent. It was a dream, just a dream.
I'd like to know what causes dreams like that. What they are. What's behind them.
There's some Lilith Fairism going on here.
Yeah, there's something, man.
This is the kind of thing that I search for on YouPorn.
I mean, listen, not for nothing. Nothing like hearing her just talk about it was disturbing yet a little bit arousing all at the same time. You're just like, what the fuck is wrong?
I mean, I was just picturing how she's going to Frankenstein's monster her niece or whatever she's supposed to be over and over again.
And the way
ripping her apart and putting her back together.
And the way she intricately went through it, like her different emotions and stuff. It's like, yikes.
Yeah, there's some sexual obsession there, I would assume, but I think the wife is either coming to terms with something she already knows about Gabrielle and her husband, or she herself is feeling certain drives.
I think she herself.
She's not willing to deal with yet.
It could be both.
Yeah, maybe.
It could really be both because she keeps, throughout this whole movie, she keeps Gabrielle close. So it could be, yeah, I think there's something going on with my husband and Gabrielle, but then she's like, but I also want something between me and Gabrielle.
It's almost like she wants to have a throuple with her niece. Almost.
Yeah, and I don't think she necessarily knows that her husband and Gabrielle are messing around.
She'd have to be assuming something is, but she may somewhat worried because she herself is also having machinations.
Yeah, maybe
her.
It's just, and maybe that's the reason why she's like, well, if I'm thinking this way about her, then he's thinking that way about her.
Well, that conversation is entirely to try and get a response from him to see how he feels, and to comment and to see what he's noticed about that niece's body. That is a fucking classic trap.
And also,
that's the kind of thing when you're watching Netflix. That's the kind of thing of when I'm watching Netflix with my wife, and she comments on how attractive she thinks an actress is, and if I fall for the trap and I agree in any way, shape, or form, I'm automatically the asshole in that situation. Well, that's the kind of thing that happens.
And I will tell you this, I think it's also, find out in this movie, this is a very closed off man. At least he has been with his wife. Not with other people, but he's very emotionally closed off with his wife.
Well, no,
so this is,
I think he's perfectly well adjusted and fine. I mean, he has to hire prostitutes to pretend to murder and have sex with their corpses to deal with his issues. But other than that, he's perfectly fine.
Okay. But so this is also
what I'm saying. I identify with that.
I get it. I'm saying, though, she also, I think, is trying to pull anything, just any way to get him to open up to her. So she's going through this very weird explanation, and he's giving her kind of one-word answers and pretty much not giving up a lot.
He's more than just closed off to her. He's more or less shut down from connecting with her in any way, shape, or form.
Well, he's not in love with her. Obviously, he's trying to kill her. So,
well, I mean, just because you're trying to kill someone doesn't mean you're not in love with them.
Okay, well, he doesn't love her. How about that? that.
No, I do believe that he has no love for his wife. I don't know if he ever had.
He has, but it's just not there anymore.
Okay, maybe at one point.
I believe there was maybe not so much love, but I believe there's an intense passion there. But he says it's love later on. But
most of us have a hard time differentiating between the two anyway.
Yes, most men have a hard time going. Most
human beings.
Yeah, human beings. Not just men, it's women too. Especially when we're younger. You're like, well, it's love at first sight. It's like that. I don't know if that exists.
You get swept up in the passion of everything, and it's not until you're stuck paying the bills that you realize whether or not you actually love that person.
So anyway, after all of this, we see the weird dude leaves, and this wakes up Marco. So weird dude outside the house. He gets in the car, starts driving away, and that actually wakes up Marco. So I don't know why, but he was standing out there.
Yeah.
And we'll find out later why. But anyway, Marco gets up and he goes looking for Gabrielle, but he cannot find her, and he enters the chicken coop. It's dark. While in there, he spills some chemicals.
Which look like an egg yolk.
Yeah, it looks like an egg yolk, but it's supposed to be chemicals and shit.
The yellow part's the yolk, right?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be the part that kills you.
Yeah, the yolk. The egg, the whites are good for you. The yolks, it would kill you. That's the baby chicken part. It's everyone's favorite part.
I got another racial clip from you.
What?
You said the whites are good for you.
Oh, shit. So anyway, then back up, Marco kind of wakes up in the next morning. He seems disoriented, like he doesn't even know that night before actually happened.
Oh, well, he knocks over a bunch of stuff on the lab. We kind of got off on this weird tangent.
Well, it's a bunch of stuff. He spills it.
He puts some of it back, but like it is an egg yolk that he spills, which was something that they were apparently experimenting with.
Yeah.
And the discussion that his wife had about ripping Gabriella apart and putting her back together again has to do with something that she is very specifically into with their chicken farm that they have.
Yes, they are.
And apparently this is a very lucrative business. Like they're one of the biggest suppliers.
And they're also like, they're on the cutting edge of trying to figure out new ways to cut down production costs of harvesting chicken meat.
Yeah, that too. And she's going on a different avenue while the husband is specifically looking at machinery to process the chickens faster and require less workers.
What is it with these Italian films and chickens? Because you remember the last one we watched, the detective was constantly eating boiled eggs.
Well, I don't know if it's specifically Italian films and chickens. I think it just happens to be that setting it on a chicken farm, maybe they just had access to these various areas. So they decided to put it all around the poultry world.
That could be true. Anyway, let's see. So Marco wakes up the next morning. No one can be found because he looks for Gabrielle again. The wife and Gabrielle are discussing a party they're going to be having later on to celebrate the opening of this new facility.
Yeah, they're putting a processing plant like on their property.
Yeah.
Adjacent to and being able to fit in where they're actually raising
it's this new property that they're in right now.
Yeah,
that new facility.
But they're automating it instead of having workers come to the place now.
And they also talk about some of the best ways to beat insomnia, and like some of them are the most horrible things I've ever heard. Like just don't eat. What the fuck?
Well, if you cut out carbs, you won't have the energy. Like people who have to not have sugar and other carbs because of diabetic reasons or what have you, you don't have the energy and you won't be able to stay awake as longer. You actually will fall asleep really easy.
I have a perfect way of falling asleep. I mean, it's technically passing out and it's not good for you at all, but I mean, it works.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of on the same boat here, but just not eating could possibly lower your blood sugar and your energy enough to make you fall asleep. Yes.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Yes. Anyway, they're thinking maybe a masquerade ball or something. Marco then types something to Gabrielle on her typewriter while she's typing notes, and she smiles at it, but it's all, of course, in Italian on the paper, so I can't really tell what it says.
Yeah, and I double-checked all versions of the subtitles or captions or anything like that didn't tell us what that said.
I'm almost positive it was something dirty between the two.
Either that or it was him telling her to meet him somewhere.
Yeah. Anyway, so Marco then goes to inspect the lab. I think he's going to see if like he was actually there last night or if it was like he dreamt it. And he finds broken glass.
I thought he was trying to see if he left enough evidence behind to prove that he was out walking around like an asshole last night.
Yeah, maybe that too. He finds some broken glass and then also some cloth with weird symbols on it. As he's sitting there, he hears...
They're not that weird. They're runes.
They're runes.
They're legit runes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
While he's doing all this, he hears voices from the past insomnia talk. Almost like when he said insomnia, especially when he stated insomnia can make you go a little crazy. So
Don't I know?
Yeah, right. An assistant kind of scientist walks in, and he states that there's no music on and that he'll check on it. Marco and the wife are fine with there being no workers, he states, because she knows how to use all the machines there. And then the assistant gets all the music going, and the chickens are happy, or it looks like being driven crazy. Gabrielle and the wife are talking about the party, and that is our next clip.
Hey, we've invited only couples, husbands and wives, I mean. They're all married.
No, they aren't really. They just give that impression. They're just pretending. Pretending that they're happily married.
Oh, I've also invited someone.
Invited who? A friend of yours?
That man who was looking for Marco yesterday. He's very amusing. I thought he'd be good to have at the party. Shouldn't I have?
No, it's all right. I imagine he'd be quite amusing at a party. Gabrielle, you find it dull here with us, don't you?
Oh, no. Whenever I think that someday I'll be leaving this place.
Why do you think that? Don't say you're planning to.
No, but I can't stay here forever.
Now, you're only joking. You're not going to leave us. You've always got a home here. You're a lovely girl, Gabrielle. You're prettier than a picture. How would you be as a brunette? One of these days I'm taking you to my hairdresser. No, you're prettier the way you are. Yes, blonde hair suits you.
Okay, in that scene, now you probably couldn't tell because of the low-res rip for you, but in that scene, whenever Gabrielle pops out of the swimming pool in her yellow bathing suit, the bottoms are extremely see-through. I can tell you one of two things.
Yeah.
Holy shit, and that carpet is not matching those drapes.
No.
Because it is significantly dark enough to shine through.
Nice.
And also her eyebrows don't match her hair color.
Yeah.
So she's obviously not a natural blonde. She's actually a natural brunette. So that whole how would she look as a brunette, I would say as the way nature intended her to.
Yeah, I mean,
question mark. Not that I have no problem with people dyeing their hair whatever color.
Yeah,
I just hate blondes.
Well, yeah, right. But again, a pretty sexually charged convo.
I mean, she dries her off in such a way that made me back it up and watch it again.
Yeah, right. No shit.
I mean, very homoerotic way of touching her that like was not how an ant should be touching her niece. Like, I legit just thought she was their ward.
Yeah, no.
That they were both getting greasy on. But if she is a blood relation, I mean, I'm not judging because there's obviously no pregnancy happening between the two of them.
Roll Tide.
Lord knows that I've downloaded plenty of my my share of this kind of porn anyway.
As long as no pregnancy, Roll Tide.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, generally, as long as no pregnancy or diseases are exchanged, I mean, you know, and it's consenting, go for it. I don't care.
Marco checks in on the markets and then is told it's time for a company meeting with the board. Annie and Gabriel, they meet with the scientific assistant.
Oh, there's some missing stuff in here.
Oh, okay.
So he meets with he says that he's supposed to meet with the board, and then he does meet with the board. There is a whole bunch of talk with a subplot in here of a genetic engineering of chickens going on, or a new chicken that's being...
Is that embryos. When he's talking to one other guy in a hallway?
Yeah, that's part of it. And then it goes in, and then they actually have another meeting and stuff like that.
That meeting will actually be in the clip.
Okay, there's some of it that's in English, but they actually extended it out as well.
Oh, wow.
So, like, the whole subplot that they kind of drop out is that there's this thing happening in Amsterdam where they've been modifying these embryos, and they've actually been able to make the chickens produce in some such a way that the meat grows and they need less food and the costs are lower, and they need to get in on this before it's too late or they're going to be buried and all that kind of stuff. And then they watch a video or a presentation on it later, and parts of that are cut out, but it's actually the stuff that's in Italian that's in the extended director's cut actually explains how they do it and show more of the egg being modified and all this other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's cut back and forth with what you're talking about with the doctor. So some of that's in English too.
Mm-hmm.
So the presentation with the doctor happens, like, let's say here. So go on with that, with what you got in the English cut.
All right. Well, Anna and Gabriel, they meet with the assistant, and Marco's meeting is happening at the same time. And all of that's going to happen in our next clip.
No, it's just that I have the impression that someone has gotten in here and searched through my experiments, and I wanted to know if you knew anything.
No, I don't. Nobody I know of has gotten into the laboratory.
These flasks contain a culture treated with radioactive particles, and even a minute mistake would be more than enough to ruin the next brood completely.
Why, I just can't imagine who'd be prowling around in here.
Your husband, for instance. I ran into him here this morning.
Oh, really? Where?
He was here in the laboratory. But of course I'm not sure he meant to touch them.
But he was in such a hurry to get going. And even if he wasn't here, even if he didn't go, well, I really don't believe he was the one who came in here and disturbed your works in your arbor back. That's just not like my husband.
I'm certain it isn't. I guess I was mistaken. I just wanted to mention it because I consider the work that goes on here as my sole responsibility. For a scientist, the laboratory is sacred.
The difficulty we face is that no one knows poultry. People must learn the truth about our product, and it's up to us to see that they do learn. Poultry must become a staple in every diet. We've got to utilize our publicity as if we were dealing in politics. We must use it like any other industry. So now, speaking for myself and the association, I'm entrusting this task to you.
I approve. It's a marvelous idea.
But that's impossible. I know nothing about publicity. Get somebody who's a specialist in it.
The important thing is to get a man of good taste, and you certainly have that.
You're the man who could best promote our interests. As far as the technical side goes, nobody's more expert than you are. You're a photographer. You've written a book.
Oh, the book was nothing. Juvenile ideas. Unimportant.
All we're asking you to do is approve slogans and drawings.
Everyone's got to give of himself if the organization is going to go on. All of us have to think of the organization. I know you're just the man we need.
I'm not, but I'll try.
Help the organization and you help yourself. Thanks from all of us. I want you to meet now the person the association has already put under contract. A man who may seem to be too young, but who is full of vital ideas. And I assure you knows the field of publicity as well as his older colleagues, if not better.
Good day, gentlemen.
Come in, come in. Gentlemen, this is Signor Mondaini, our expert in the field of publicity.
Hello, I'm the man who was looking for you yesterday at your home. It was just my bad luck that I missed you.
Sorry I was out. My wife spoke about you.
I'm looking forward to this opportunity of working with you.
I'm not sure I could be of any use to you. Still, it should be interesting.
Yes, indeed.
Fine, now that the introductions are finished, let's get down to business, gentlemen, right away. Mondaini, I'm putting my faith in you. Don't let me down. Stay on the job.
That meeting and the talk that they're doing there is some stuff where they do watch a film later on as well with this. But that discussion jumps to Italian a little bit more even in that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
In the clip, we actually hear where he meets the guy that's been creeping around his house. And we do get enough of a look of him to where you can tell that was the guy that was creeping around his house. Yes,
and I was about to say, the dude who's the marketing guy is the same guy who saw... And by the way, he also saw Marco leave the hotel.
Yes.
In the very beginning. I totally forgot to include that. He makes a phone call. So he was there when he saw Marco leave that hotel.
Right.
That has its own reputation. So
right. Another thing that we kind of need to talk about here. So when the guy was talking about his lab, there's a whole conversation that the doctor is having with Gabrielle and
Anna.
So Anna and Gabrielle are actually having a conversation with that doctor, and there's an extended cut after he mentions that he thinks someone's actually messed with his lab, and he actually shows them that he has been working on a similar formula that I don't know if he was inspired by the folks from Amsterdam, but he's come up with a way to try and make protein-based life forms grow like a cancer without needing any other substance or sustenance. Like it actually will just like spontaneously grow.
Well, that explains some things that come up here later.
Right. So he has been basically trying to make some weird genetically modified chicken. And he goes through this like explanation of what it is he's trying to do. But essentially what I could gather and what I can remember of it, because I watched this Sunday night and it's 2 days later. Thanks, Matt.
Settle down.
What I can remember, basically he's trying to make life forms grow as if a cancer grows, to where it feeds off of certain things. So basically he's trying to make like chicken meat grow without needing anything else.
Yes, he's trying to get chicken meat without having to feed it, distribute it. Like he's trying to take a ton of manufacturing out of it.
Yeah, like he doesn't even really want to have to feed the chickens or have necessarily have the eggs be laid, but like he's trying to modify the embryos so that they grow faster and they grow like a wicked fucking cancer. And what could go wrong with that?
Nothing, man. There's no way you'll end up with zombie chickens or zombie people or a coronavirus. There's no way any of that's going to happen. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, well, whatever. Humanity's doomed either way, so go ahead.
Woohoo! Marco meets with Gabrielle for lunch. He sees her scarf that has the same ruins on them. Ruined. This party's ruined. The same runes on them.
Yeah, they look like Norse runes for the most part.
It's the same ones that Marco found in the facility, and that leads to our next clip.
I was looking for you last night.
I told you not to do that.
You weren't in your room. Where were you? Tell me the truth.
I told you I wasn't feeling well. What's the matter? What are you looking at? Oh, that's my scarf. Haven't you noticed it before?
Where'd you get it?
Anna bought it for me. It's been some time now. What are you looking at?
What's the significance of these symbols here?
They're primitive symbols. I don't understand them at all. Do you understand them?
No, don't ask me to understand anything.
Well, thank you. What were you thinking about when you took off my scarf?
I was thinking about where you were last night.
I can't imagine that you're interested. Well, anyway, I got out of bed last night, and I felt like I was going to faint. It was very strange. And I started looking for my medicine.
And you had no idea where it could be found.
Are you really interested?
Why did you go out? You knew I might be looking for you.
You talk as if there were only the two of us.
Are you afraid of Anna?
Yes, I am. I'm afraid of everything.
Sometimes you talk like a child.
Don't talk to me like that. I'm afraid of Anna.
Watch the road, will you? You've got to stop being afraid. You've got to look your fears in the face.
I do, but I can't believe anymore. I've tried it.
And so you're afraid?
Well, wouldn't you be? I've lost my family. My mother was my only happiness. We were just starting out on our vacation that day.
Stop it, Gabrielle.
The sun was glorious, the kind of sun you pray for. The whole family had just started out.
Gabrielle.
I didn't want to go. You have strange eyes.
Am I strange?
As if they belong to someone else.
Even your eyes change when you're in love.
You hide behind yours.
What about it?
Are you ashamed?
Why, should I be?
In front of the others.
Why?
For Anna.
I'm not ashamed of anything.
Then why do we have to see each other like this?
It won't always be like this. We'll go away.
I've heard you say that before. I have an idea you like things the way they are.
You don't know me very well, do you? I want to find something permanent.
You mean like love?
Why not?
I don't think there's anything in the world that's less permanent. But why do we have to talk? Why can't we just enjoy it the way it is?
Will you run away with me?
No.
Why not?
How much longer do you think this is going to last? A month? And when it's over, do you think we should stay together?
I want to start my life all over again, in a different way. I want to be free, without having to make decisions that don't interest me.
Impossible.
No, it's not. I want new choices. I don't care how hard they are, as long as they're my own decisions.
What do we live on?
We'll manage. What difference does it make? We can always steal, can't we?
Wonderful. I'd love to be the girlfriend of a bandit and followed by the whole police force. But watch out. Courage is a luxury. Be careful.
You're the girl of a man who's madly in love.
Bang, bang. They're after us.
Don't worry. Nobody will be able to stop us.
Courage is a luxury.
They won't
bang,
get us.
Bang. Ah! Oh. Love is a luxury, you know.
I admit it's a luxury. And so are you.
Where do you want to go? What'll we use for money? You're broke like me. Everything belongs to Anna. The poultry farm, the bank account. She's the rich cousin. And what'll we eat? Flowers?
Gabrielle, don't do that.
Oh.
What's the matter?
Tell me something. Why did you marry her? For money?
You'd be surprised. It's not what you're thinking.
Tell me.
I was in love with her.
How did you meet her?
You can guess the answer to that.
That clip was so long, I was 5 years old when it started.
That's a lot to unpack here. Number one, when she talks about the car accident for her parents, we do get a visual of a dude lying on the ground. There's like a car on fire. Dude's just down in the street, and a woman's just walking, just bloodied all over her face and everything. So we get a visual of what happens, why she's aboard, and that, no, Anna's her cousin, not her
very
aunt.
rich cousin.
So
yeah.
very rich cousin. So that's how she came in her stead there.
That's slightly less creepy because if they are cousins, that means that their parents were the, brother and sister kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's like kind of removed at least a little bit.
A little bit.
So like cousins are less creepy and or erotic to watch on YouPorn.
Clip. But I'm not sure about that one.
It's still more creepy for you?
It's still just creepy.
Uh-huh.
But I come from a family where like cousins were like, like brothers and sisters almost.
Uh-huh.
Just because it was a big family and everyone got along like that. So that kind of thing for me is still a little
don't act like Elvis Presley didn't have a hit called Kissin' Cousins.
Yeah, I'm not acting like it, but I'm not advocating it either.
I'm not advocating it. I'm advocating watching fake versions of it on YouPorn.
Okay. I'm advocating corpse fucking.
Nice. Now you are too.
Yep. I thought I'd throw you my support here.
It's too much fucking work to grab clips anymore for me. I don't even care.
Anyway, we cut to now. We have images of Marco and Anne boning while he's talking about how he fell in love with her. And then we go back to Marco and Gabrielle talking, and she once again reiterates this. She will not run away with him. Back in the city, Marco walks past a store front using drapes with those runes that he saw on him. He then sees a woman in the window, and that woman looks suspiciously like one of the women who he killed at the very beginning of the movie.
Supposedly killed.
Yeah, supposedly killed. So
it looks exactly like the hooker he was supposed to have killed, and she waves at him.
Yeah, he was chasing her then down the street, not like a full-on chase. She's just walking. He's trying to catch up to her.
He's pursuing her because he needs to talk to her in some way.
And then he is intercepted by Manda. I just started calling him Manda because his full name I'm not going to try to even say. He's the ad guy, and he says he needs to take him to see some of the things he's come up with for work. All of which is things like humanizing the chickens, like chicken doctors, chicken soldiers, chicken football stars. It's very interesting.
Chicken presidents with bone spurs, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Marco is unaware. He's not too sure about this marketing campaign, but they resolve to talk about it later.
It's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
And it's all badly designed.
Yeah.
Whoever the production designer on the movie was that put that together for them should probably be fired.
Probably.
Unless they were told to make it as bad as possible.
Maybe it's supposed to be bad because this guy's not really a marketing guy as much as he's got other things up his sleeves.
Yeah, he's terrible at that and should feel bad about it.
Exactly. It's now party night, and Manda, he starts a game where they go into one room, remove all of the furniture, paintings, everything. And then from there on...
It's not so much a game as he's trying to see how much he can cause back injuries to the male guests.
Yeah, right.
And yes, I'm going to be sexist about that because the female guests really weren't moving a lot.
They weren't. From then on, then two people go into the room, and it's the secret room. These people go in.
Turns out that his modified game is 7 minutes in heaven, only you're supposed to hurt each other emotionally.
Yeah, because they say whatever happens in the room, you can never tell what happens to anybody else outside of it afterward. We see a lot of boning and some pretty rapey moments, too, where a dude's trying to get after a woman. She's saying no. He wants to get after it. Then at one point...
She's aggressively like hitting him and trying to keep him away.
Yeah. And then at one point, a different woman walks out, and I don't think, because she wasn't disheveled looking, and neither was the man, but she comes out crying, so I don't know, that dude may have told her some real bad news about life because she was not happy about it.
Yeah, I think he finally opened up at the party and maybe went off on her, and maybe being locked in a room that symbolizes death drove that to him.
Yeah, they could have been husband and wife, and he may have told her, well, I don't love you anymore, or something like that.
Or maybe he just told her how he really felt about himself, and it was so horrible she left crying.
Yeah, maybe.
I know for a personal experience that can happen.
Were you in a room?
I wasn't in a room, but I have said things about how I feel about myself and caused my wife to cry, and I still feel terrible about it.
Stop doing that, man. I'm just kidding. You should always be open with your feelings, man. That's the only way people are going to help.
No, like that scene fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Watching that, this time
watching
around,
her. Yeah,
I'm
sure
really,
it did.
It fucking hurt.
Well, we can get past some of that, and Amanda and Gabby are having some sort of, they're talking to one another. He tells her that she really needs to cut back on drinking, and they have some sort of a plan going. He says that she needs to stay clear, and that they are both strong enough to complete this plan. Marco gets to Gabby, and he gets her in the secret room, and that is our next clip.
How long have you known him?
Who are you talking about?
You know perfectly well who I'm talking about. The man who organized this. The publicity agent.
Since yesterday when he came looking for you.
You don't have to lie. Tell me the truth.
What's the matter? Don't you believe me? I spoke to him. He seems very nice.
There's something funny about him.
Is that all you wanted to say?
No, it isn't. Listen to me. This is a lot more important. I've thought it out. I can't go on anymore without you. We've both got to make a decision. It'd be idiotic to wait any longer.
And Anna?
Anna doesn't exist anymore, Gabrielle. Remember that. Pretend you never even heard about her. Are you ready? Nobody can stop us from leaving here.
Can't keep him down.
Yeah, I feel no sympathy for this guy and all of his scheming and his plans and everything that kind of happens to him.
I feel little sympathy for anybody in this movie.
I feel a lot of sympathy for poor Anna.
Yeah, Anna is just trying to live her life. And
everyone on all sides is doing all sorts of nasty things just to get at her money.
Scheming, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel bad for her of that. But luckily for her, she is blissfully unaware of a lot of this stuff that's happening to her.
That's all you can be sometimes.
Goodness, I wish I could go back to that.
Yeah, right. Someone turns out the lights. Gabby screams, and this pisses off Marco, who ends the party. Later on, Anna finds a letter addressed to her. She does not like the contents, but says that the coward did not sign the letter. So we don't know yet what's in the letter, but we're going to find out here soon.
It's obvious what's already in the letter because of how upset Anna is, and go on.
Yeah. Marco meets up with a prostitute. Anna is once again, she's talking about how pissed she is about this letter. Then we see Marco ties up the woman, then gags her and marks her up with lipstick and then slits her throat, or appears to slit her throat.
Turns out he's been playing with blood capsules and fake weaponry.
Yep.
Because he likes to play murder women because he feels like a powerless, dickless wonder.
And he is kind of a dickless wonder.
Well, I mean, I totally can understand where he's coming from there.
So can I. Anna and Gabby do some figuring out in our next clip.
Stop it. Tear up that disgusting letter. Marco's little secret is finally out. Nothing but horrid, sadistic fantasies. Where does he buy them? Where does he go? Where does he go to satisfy himself?
To the motel on the highway. That's where he gets the girls. He's reserved a room there. His own room. He tips the desk clerk. I saw them.
Who?
Girls. For hire.
So that's where those women are. I wonder how much they get for going with my husband. Certain men pay and expect to satisfy their vice, their very peculiar taste. But honest women have got to dress as prostitutes and surprise their husbands in order to keep them. What good is a woman who can't hold on to her husband? She's got to fight for him. It's worth fighting for, isn't it? I'll surprise the rat wherever he is and pry into all his secrets. And I want you along. I want to see some of these girls.
Why? What for?
Then you and I can make believe we're whores. What does he think he can find there that's better than what he has here?
I just want to kind of reiterate, if you're going to go by the pure base level of just sexual attractiveness, not a single hooker that he has paid for looks anything as great as what his wife does.
No, not even a little.
And also, I do believe that should he want to indulge those kinds of fantasies for his wife to play along, she seems like she may have already been game.
She seems like she'd be down for a good time.
Yeah, and the way that she implies that when she says here, she kind of looks Gabriella up and down again as if
like she's included in that.
Yeah, like she kind of wants the three of them to get it on, and she doesn't understand why he's not getting with the program.
This guy has some major problems.
I mean, he could have both of them at the same time.
Put your hands together.
And have like an incest fest every night at his house where he's the meat in the incest sandwich. That's what some of us like to call living the dream, Matt.
Yeah.
He's royally fucking up every chance he has at happiness here.
What about just being the meat in a regular three-way sandwich where there's no incest involved?
I mean, that's living the dream as well. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, all right.
But it's the difference between, say, like a roast beef and a really well-cooked Italian sub.
Is it like the difference between like this is a really, really good hot sandwich and then, wow, this is prime rib?
No, it's like the difference between this is a steak'em steak sandwich.
Oh, okay.
And a legit Philly cheesesteak.
This is like, oh, this is a steak-em sandwich sandwich, and this is, a steak sandwich made by Gordon Ramsay.
Yes, with the same amount of anger and rage that incest sex brings with it. Yes, exactly. I mean, it's tasty as fuck, but you will get a severe dressing down for that kind of action.
Yeah. Once you get it, someone's going to call and yell at you for a little bit.
You just kind of...
Fucking disgusting!
You just kind of have to deal with that whenever you're going to be...
you're going to get dressed down for cousin three-way.
Yeah, even just joking about it. I'm sure someone out there that's in my family may hear about this and dress me down.
Someone's going to give you a dressing down, yeah. Marco gets home and he finds Anna and Gabby asleep. Then he stares into the mirror a little bit because he's a narcissistic prick. We have more problems from the workers in the facility.
They're former workers and they're a union that are coming to protest, so they throw a brick through the fucking window and scream at him and shit.
Yep. At this point, a little dog has made his way into the facility, and as Marco...
That was actually their pet. He was
their
with them
pet
the
dog.
entire time,
As he's trying to call out to the dog falls into the feed machine, and it almost seems like it's giving Marco somewhat of an idea.
Well, he checks the feed machine, and it leaves no blood behind when it grinds up the dog.
Yeah.
And it processes the entirety of the dog, hair and all, to feed the chickens with.
Exactly.
And it seems like, well, there goes that. That's completely disposed of.
Mm-hmm.
No DNA evidence in the 70s, so he may have invented the perfect crime.
Anna and Gabby are sitting at the bar with other ladies of the night. Anna gets her cigarette lit by one and is shaken by the woman's eyes. She says she's never seen someone with so much anger in it. They talk about...
Anna's clearly never met me.
Right. They talk about making themselves up, and then the whole time we see Manda watching from the back, so he's keeping tabs on both of them.
This is going to make me sad, this whole entire thing that we're about to reveal about what happens with Anna and this hotel. It just breaks my heart.
Marco then says he's talking to one of their travel agents at the company and says he wants to get Anna a ticket out of town to a convention. The guy agrees. He can get him an airplane ticket and gives him one. Marco sees Amanda and Gabby in the car together. So Marco tries to catch up to them, but then he runs right into Amanda, who says that, he was with Gabby. They had met up for lunch. Then Anna calls Marco and tells him to come home, that something amazing has happened. We see after she's saying that, Marco is burning the plane ticket that he got for Anna. Marco gets back into the facility, and that leads to our next clip.
They were among the chicks that were born Friday. The others are normal, only these
are monsters.
They're wingless and headless, yet they're breathing as though they were living things.
Have you spoken to anyone?
I called Paolo. He'll be here any moment.
That was a mistake.
Did you touch the test tubes in the laboratory the other day? When Paolo came in this morning, he found that they'd been tampered with. Did you do it?
No. I'm sure I didn't. I never touched them. Somebody else.
I wasn't accusing you. I just wanted to know if you knew about it.
What's going on? Incredible. No heads. No wings.
I've been watching, and within the last few hours, they've almost doubled in size.
You mean without taking food? Why, this is the beginning of those mutations that I've been hoping for and working for all these months.
It's miraculous to think that it happened here in our laboratory.
Just look at it. It's all meat, and the bones are small. This means a great reduction in costs. It'll bring radical changes to production.
It'll change everything.
Let's notify the association at once. We must tell the president.
No one's going to be told. These are monsters. To be destroyed.
But what are you saying? It's the result of years of experimentation.
We'll make a fortune. And to think we were the first ones to do it.
I want these monsters destroyed.
But that's ridiculous. We've discovered the way to economic security for all of us.
Get out of here.
But you don't understand. This is an important discovery.
I'm going to report this to the association.
I said get out. I said get out!
Furthermore, you'll lose your position.
Get out!
What are you trying to do? Are you going to destroy the results now that we've finally gotten what we wanted? Something that's not just fantasy, but real, concrete, that belongs to us?
I didn't want monsters like these, never.
Can't you see how very important it is? It's something I've always wanted, something we could share between us, something that was ours, something mysterious, and now that it's finally come, you reject it. You're too weak to accept it. You're a coward if you kill them. I warn you.
And then he proceeds to chop the living fuck out of them.
Yeah, he kills them all. So
they look an awful lot like a baby ripped from his mother's womb.
Yeah, it's
rip the baby out of the womb of the mother.
I didn't even see that coming. Oh.
I love that it still grosses you out. I made a trigger for you.
You did. That's fucking gross. Well, I'm sorry. But yeah, so Marco kills them and Anna watches. Then we see Anna is getting ready to get herself all hooker-fied up. So, there's a lot of clothing, makeup.
So she's going back to the hotel.
Yep, and Gabby got her a wig. Marco is, then we see, working on loosening the railings around the feeder.
He's flat out cutting them with a chisel.
Yep.
I don't know how much more obvious he could make it that it was cut away. And I don't know how he's planning on getting away with this.
But because so many people have been talking about the workers have been causing problems.
Possibly.
That's, I think, what he's using to try to get out of it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, then we cut to Anna looking fine as fuck in a nice pair of underwear. And she's with Gabby and they are talking. And this is our next clip.
Just look at this and these.
Yes, you did a marvelous job. As you can see, I've tried on everything and it fits perfectly.
Where's Marco?
He must have stayed down at the barn. He doesn't dare to show his face.
But what need had he to kill them? He'll be in trouble with the association.
Exactly. Let's make sure everybody knows it. Now it's my turn to act. More than ever, I want to open his secret room and see what happens inside it. All his surprises. I'll find out just what his pleasures are. These curious desires of his, I'll destroy every desire. I'll uncover his secrets.
Aren't you afraid?
He's become afraid of me. Underneath, Marco is defenseless. But now, for the first time, we stand face to face. We'll see who's going to fail. I've wanted this opportunity for years.
Are you sure you want to end everything like this? Wouldn't it be better to pretend nothing happened?
Yes, much better for him. Marco and I have always worn masks with each other. But this time he's going to see my face. He won't know what mask to put on. I shall see him as he really is.
All right, so her plan is to pretend to be a hooker.
And then when he gets in the room, she'll expose him. And then finally, even in the end, all she's wanting is a real moment from him.
Yeah, she just wants him to connect with her as he does with these hookers.
Even, it doesn't even sound like she wants to leave him. It sounds like she just wants something real from him.
Yes, kind of.
It's weird as it sounds.
Yeah, I feel horrible for Anna the whole way through this film.
Yep.
And then seeing her dressed up like this, I'm just like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like, fake murder her all night, for God's sakes. She's even willing to do a little wig play for the guy. So,
just saying.
Like, just open up and tell your wife you're a fucking freak and you'll be happy.
A little bit of wig play. It sounds like she's full on accepting the fact of having a fucking three-way with her cousin for him.
I mean, that's what we call living the dream, Matt.
I mean, holy shit. There's about 15,000 people in Alabama yelling at this guy right now.
And one dude in Omaha, Nebraska behind this microphone.
Then we see, we cut to Amanda's checking into this nefarious hotel. Anna gets a call about the room and when to be there. Then we cut to the company meeting, and that is our next clip.
I don't suppose there's any question in your mind about why I've called you into my office. I've just read the report submitted to me by the chemist employed in your laboratory, and I find the contents incredible. Your behavior seems to me outside the realm of any human standard. What obscure motives could you have had to suppress biological results of the utmost importance to society in general, and especially to the association at a time like this, when our productivity and our commercial existence are faced with such a devastating economic crisis?
Anybody else that saw them would have been violently ill.
That strikes me as a very childish reaction.
Well, that's exactly what happened to me. And I'll be the judge of my own personal reactions.
Just a minute here. As a member, you have specific responsibilities to the association.
It isn't my responsibility developing monsters.
Such reactions are completely outside the interests of biology and economy. You might say they belong to the world of morality. But your ideas must not be allowed to stand in the way of the commercial development of the association.
You'll excuse me? I don't think there's anything more to be said.
All right, so the captains of industry don't care that it's basically a modified form of cancer that's making these chickens grow the way that they are.
Exactly. They're willing to cut costs just and pass on this probably diseased meat to the consumer.
This is proof of why late-stage capitalism is fucking horrible and why Monsanto needs to be fucking explored as to what they're doing a lot more. Monsanto, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And DuPont and I don't know. Like, I'm not against GMO food.
Yeah.
I want to state that flat out.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure that it's safe and tested. I also want to be able to use a weed killer that's not going to make me die of cancer 2 years later.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, please, if that'd be helpful.
Is that too much to ask for?
Yes, it is. It is. Now, pay your $8 and they cut enough corners that $7 of that is pure profit for them. And all you have to suffer through is a little bit of cancer. Okay? Aren't you thinking about the corporations? You know they're people here in America.
Oh, God, you are just meant to be a wage slave.
I'm just saying. They're now, corporations are considered people.
Yes, I know, which was something backed by an actual fucking corporate overlord.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's all horseshit. Yeah. It's bad.
The oligarchs aren't just in Russia, folks.
No. They found their way over here. And,
they've always been over here, too.
That's true. They have been, actually. If you look at history, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
The problem is capitalism, Matt. That's the word you're looking for, is capitalism. Capitalism is the issue.
Yeah, fucking assholes. Marco listens to the tapes of women sounding like they're in crisis, but then also moaning, but they're back in crisis.
He's listening to tapes of him doing the things that he was doing to the hookers. He recorded it.
Yeah, and then he's talking about cleaning it and the egg machine, and then the machine will turn on at like 5 o'clock, and
he's going through his plan to murder his wife and how he's going to do this.
But it's just in pieces.
Yeah, and then they jump around and they make it really kind of like Art Deco-y.
Yeah, and then he says,
remember what I said about avant-garde? It's avant-garde the way they cut it together.
Avant-garde.
Which is a fancy way of saying shit.
Yeah, and then they say he's got to take his wife to the airport. Marco is back at the facility and he starts the machines up. Gabby sees him and screams and he runs off, but I don't think he saw Gabby. He just heard the scream. Marco goes up to the room at the hotel. All the while, Manda is coming out with scratches on his face. Marco enters the room and finds Anna dead. And that's when we see flashbacks while he cleans the scene of blood of all the other girls that he was supposedly murdering. Although he wasn't, we see. He wasn't, it was all an act. Later on, the police show up and they got a call to come to this hotel, and that is our next clip.
We're the police. What's happened?
Nothing.
And what was that phone call all about?
Someone called you. No one here.
We were told that there had been a woman killed in room 724.
All of us have been killed at one time or another in room 724, right, Monica?
I was killed at least twice in that room last month. How about you girls?
Oh, me too. With a razor. And by the nicest man. He may be odd, but he's a real gentleman. He's probably up there right now.
It's the usual story. We're wasting our time here.
Could be, but still I'd like to go up and take a look. Let's go, fella.
My client.
Save your breath. We're going up there. It'll be a pleasure to capture a cracked body in action.
Where the hell is 724? We're never going to get there.
The hotel is larger than it looks from the outside.
Open the blinds. You can't see anything in here. There's no one here. Everything seems to be in order.
They finished up and left.
He's a real gentleman, like I said. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
I've got a good mind to find out more about this wonderful fellow, whoever he is.
Well, what harm
It's
has
the
he
question
done?
of the morals of the public. Have you seen him often?
He's rented this room here for a good many months. It's reserved for him.
Okay, so now we see the plan that has been set up all along by Scratchface Mando, and we know exactly what it was that he did.
Yeah, and we also see the police are now policing the public morals.
Not necessarily that they're policing the public morals. The only reason they showed up or cared about this is they got a tip that someone was being murdered. So it's pretty much by the power of deduction you can figure out what's going on here.
Yeah.
Scratch face, weird eyeball marketing guy that you're calling Mando.
Mando.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Manda.
Manda shows up there, which this is obviously a setup that Gabriella did, which is why she screamed when she saw the guy at the egg farm doing his thing. Or not the egg farm, but the chicken farm doing his thing, trying to to set up the murder of his wife. But poor Anna here was going to get killed no matter what.
Yeah.
On all sides.
She has 3 separate people trying to kill her.
When all she wanted to do was have a 3-way with her cousin and her husband. That is the saddest, most tragic. I mean, not even Shakespeare.
Is this the saddest moment of the show for you?
Like, this is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Not only did we miss the opportunity for a dream incest 3-way in a film.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But the one character that, like, I could really latch onto and actually, like, feel something for and care about died horrendously in this movie. And it breaks my heart, mostly because we didn't get that 3-way.
Well, anyway, Marco speeds away and hears Anna's voice in his head talking about them weird chickens. Gabby and Amanda, they are now talking, and this is our final clip.
I was frightened, so I screamed.
How come he was here?
I saw him all of a sudden in the laboratory, and just at that moment he turned on the machine. I don't know why.
I do. I'm beginning to put it together. He thought it was Anna who was screaming. He'd already cut through a section of the railing. He was going to push her into the machinery and get rid of her. And remember that ticket he bought for Amsterdam? He told the secretary of the association that his wife would be going to the Congress in Amsterdam. It's obvious the trip to Amsterdam was going to be his alibi.
Only how was it going to work?
He was going to tell anyone who asked that she'd left town for a few days. God, are we stupid. All we had to do was wait a little longer.
But he went straight to the motel. Why did he go to the motel?
To be doubly sure of his alibi. He really worked it out well. He planned every detail. But at the last minute, he fell into our trap. And that's what we wanted.
Are you sure?
He's been caught by the police already. I called to make certain. And when they question everyone at the hotel about our friend, they'll soon know he's a maniac.
And it'll all be ours. The house, the poultry farm. And I'm finished being the poor cousin whose relatives couldn't manage to sleep alone.
Listen, I've got some projects that'll make your hair stand on end. I'm going to install the newest machinery. I'll continue with these biological experiments. You'll run the house.
Darling, was it difficult?
No. She managed to scratch me.
Did she scream?
Yes. She screamed.
That seems to imply to me that maybe the cousins really were still getting it on.
Maybe.
Because she said the poor cousins, or the poor whose relatives who can't sleep alone.
Yeah.
Like they were both trying to get after her at one point in time.
I think you're right.
This plot is pretty much the same plot that we had, more or less, with Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's a very similar plot.
It is.
Now, I know that this has a quote-unquote giallo cut, but I would not necessarily call Death Laid an Egg a giallo because there's not like a multiple murder thing going on. It's like a pseudo-murder thing going on.
Yeah.
So it's like an inverse murder mystery.
Kinda.
Like where you see the plot after it's finally revealed here.
It's still a mystery, but...
Well, there's still mystery, but it's not necessarily... We know who the killer was. It's like, how are they going to get caught?
Yeah.
So that's why I said inverse murder mystery.
There you go. Anyway, so Marco is going to dispose of Anna's body in the chicken feeder. Then he finds her grasping Manda's bracelet. Marco starts putting it all together as well. Kind of everything's happening. His head starts to spin and he falls into the chicken feeder, killing him.
Womp, womp, womp.
Yep.
That's some Tales from the Crypt shit right there.
Yeah, right? No shit.
Yeah.
Gabrielle and Amanda, they come in and they find Anna's body. They have no idea why it's there. And as they investigate, the cops actually all show up. Gabby says it was all Marco and that he must have killed her. But they take the two into custody anyway. And they...
well, they're not really taking them into custody. They need to ask them some more questions.
Yeah.
But those two start acting like a Trump administration official the minute they're questioned.
They're in a lot of trouble because Marco will never be found.
Yeah.
And so, and also he has those 3 gashes.
Right, and they're going to find skin.
They're going to
probably match it underneath her fingernails.
Yeah, so they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
And instead of playing it cool and just being like, why,
he freaks out. He's like, why are you taking us?
What are you accusing us of? We didn't do anything. We don't know what's going on. And he's like, we just have some questions for you, weirdo.
They state they will put a warrant out for Marco, and as one cop then eats one raw egg, the movie goes to Finn.
Yeah, so he fucked himself over bad.
Yeah.
He like fucking Rudy Giuliani'd like everything.
I know, man.
He had no filter between the thing he's supposed to keep in his brain and the thing that he's supposed to say out loud.
He's been acting cool this whole fucking movie until now.
Yeah, he buckled.
But you know what? I think he buckled even after killing Anna. It wasn't even the cops, because he seemed rather disturbed. You know, when she's like, was it hard? And he's like, and he's like, she scratched me. And I think that, he's not a murderer. Well, he is now, but he wasn't before. So I think it tripped him up a bit.
Yeah, he's definitely not cut out for my life. I mean, that life.
Yeah.
That was a Freudian slip.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna just let all the cops know where you are. I mean, but you don't care because all cops are bumbling dummies. There you go.
Yeah, whatever. So the extended hour and 44-ish minute of this really gives you some more backstory on the pressures of what's going on in their industry with all the stuff happening in New Amsterdam, or Amsterdam, not New Amsterdam. That's now New York.
Yeah.
Istanbul is now Constantinople.
Yes. Why they changed it, I can't say.
Yeah. Even New York was once New Amsterdam.
Even old New York was New Hampshire town.
Yeah.
Why they changed it, I can't say. You just liked it better that way.
And see, this is what's going to get us in trouble with the fucking record industry now.
Yeah, okay. That's true. But is just talking those lines doing it?
Apparently they copyright and own everything, Matt. So
fucking Jesus.
Yeah. But anyway, the backstory of all the stuff going on with the industry and the pressures and everything really kind of shows how they're all cracking. And then the stuff that's going on with the workers losing their jobs, and then the protests where he's trying to get home. There was like this whole section of him like driving, and the workers are releasing chickens.
Yeah.
Like blocking the highway, and it's delaying him getting home while he has the wife's body in the trunk. But at the same time, it's providing cover for him because the police can't track where he is yet.
Oh, yeah.
And they're traffic jammed too.
Yep.
The idea that this multi-level thing that's going on, and the implied incestuous relationship between the cousins that may be happening, and the very real, not implied, shown relationship between Gabrielle and Marco character. The way that they're kind of doing it, this is why I said it's kind of like a proto for the Eurosleaze, because when we get down to something like Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have a Key, whenever that kind of movie is made, they just flat out show it with a lot of nudity and a lot of other weird twisted sex stuff, where this is just kind of hinting at it. It's scratching the surface. This is almost like it's playing it being classy, but I think it's really early in the cycle of these kind of films. I'm not looking at the dates. It's just what it feels like for the type of music.
It was a good flick.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun watching it.
It's not the sort of thing that I would watch the director's cut probably again. I think I will watch the Giallo cut.
Yeah, the Giallo cut was really good.
Yeah. I would say if you are a fan of these types of films, or specifically if you are a fan of this film, Death Laid an Egg, get yourself the Nucleus Blu-ray for sure. Now, it's not all region, it's region B specifically.
Yeah.
But if you are a real film fanatic, you should have an all-region player.
Okay.
Yeah. And Nucleus Films has a website. It's very easy to order from and everything like that. Like I said, I backed the Indiegogo, so both of these were sent to me whenever they were done.
Yeah.
From the Indiegogo. But I've put links in the group before for the Lady Frankenstein Blu-ray and all of that. Their restorations are just amazing. I've never seen this film look this good, and I've actually went through and looked at other prints that are available on YouTube and other spots, even on Prime and everything.
Yeah.
And even the quote-unquote restorations that are in HD and Prime look nothing as good as what this disc does.
Nice.
So if you're a fan of it, you find it all those other places that I mentioned. It's on Prime and all that other stuff. And if you're really digging it and you're willing to pull the trigger on purchasing it, get that Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But also have a region-free player. Because there's so much supplemental material that I didn't even have a chance to go through before the show or anything like that. Even though I had an extra day. Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's a really intriguing film, and the biggest problem I have with it is the fucking music is just so irritating.
Oh man, that stuff just
detracts from the film. I know it's supposed to be unsettling, and I know it's supposed to be this weird sort of avant-garde noise jazzy feeling, and it just is irritating and discordant and just takes away any impact for the film for me.
Yeah,
because all I hear is jingly jangly guitar, and it just makes me want to smash something.
It reminds me of an old Family Guy joke where they did a cutaway and they go just like where they go for a cutaway and it goes, this week mob movie starring with constantly interrupting trumpet with Paul Giamatti, and it's like we need to talk to our friends in the docks, and this horn just keeps getting louder and louder in the room, and he has to keep yelling over the horn, and it's a joke in a lot of the old gangster movies when that played in the back, and it's just like it's what it made me think of when people be talking and like all this shit would be happening. It's like, okay.
And I don't mind a noisy score, and I don't mind avant-garde, and I don't mind twisted and weird, but this just feels like somebody wasn't even trying to make it match what's on screen.
Make sounds, will you? Okay.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like somebody threw a cat at a bunch of guitars.
Yeah.
And that was the result of like it trying to jump around and not hurt itself on the strings.
Right.
That's what it sounds like for the most part. I was not a fan of the score. The overall story, as far as the elements, the way it all comes together and everything, I did like, but I had a really hard time getting around the score.
Yeah.
So rewatches are probably going to be even less enjoyable for me than this first time around.
But see, it didn't bother me that much, so not as much as I enjoyed the story, so I wouldn't mind rewatching it.
And I was joking about it, but I literally was really heartbroken that Anna died the way that she died. I was kind of hoping for like a real ironic Tales from the Crypt kind of ending where all of the people trying to get after Anna's money die and she's just completely clueless about it all.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of hoping they would all go into the feed.
For somehow, everyone just falls in. Yeah.
And then she just sees that somehow they disappeared and the railing's gone.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's like then she has to try and figure out what happened.
Yeah.
But that would be too much like a happy ending for this kind of film, so I understand why they didn't do that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do a quick news story, maybe round out the episode a little bit here. Gonna take a break here. We're gonna play a promo for another podcast. There once again will be no music befitting of this film because the music industry hates us. When we come back, we'll do some PsyOp news.
Hello everyone, I am
Ordinarily, this is where the music would come in.
Yes.
But we don't have music now because the record industry hates us. That's okay. I'm starting to hate them back.
Right? Why not? Fuck them.
Yeah. And I'm not going to run down and try and find music befitting of like we talked about earlier. So
give me some PsyOp news. All right, this is a story that was posted as a kind of a more of a meme by Ryan, and but I found it. So, cops: South Carolina woman stabs spouse with squirrel over beer.
I knew you were going to find this one.
Out of North Charleston, South Carolina, a 41-year-old South Carolina man was left bloodied early Christmas morning after his spouse attacked and stabbed him with a ceramic squirrel for not bringing home beer.
America's a bunch of cunts.
According to an incident report obtained by CBS affiliate WCSC.
It's the erection that counts.
I kind of wish it wasn't a ceramic squirrel.
I wish it was like
want to
she
hear
grabbed a real one.
A real living squirrel and somehow stabbed him with it. Or like a frozen squirrel.
Yeah,
would be
something
even creepier.
Helen Ann Williams, 44, was arrested December 25th and charged with criminal domestic violence of a high and aggravated nature.
You can't pay your bail? Well, I could probably fix that for a blowy.
According to the station, North Charleston police were called to the home around 12:20 a.m. that day for domestic disturbance. An incident report states officers arrived to find a man with a large amount of blood on his shirt due to a large, deep laceration from his left shoulder to his left chest area. He also had cuts on his face. The victim told police he went to the store to get beer, but returned home because the store was closed. According to the report, Williams was mad the victim did not bring home beer. She then allegedly hit the victim over the head with a ceramic squirrel and stabbed him in the chest with it, reports the station.
I got nothing on this. This is just fucking horrifying now.
Yeah, police say Williams...
She assaulted him with a figurine.
Yeah, police say Williams... So remember that. I know we have a lot of nerds and collectors here. You know, don't make your spouse mad and have your figurines actively out of the box.
Like, can you imagine one of those like anime figurines that are like all sexy and overly sexualized?
Yeah.
And like the guy gets like fucking beat across the face and stabbed with that.
I know. Well, it's like your wife wife grabbed you...
Some of our listeners probably would be into that. They're probably just finished me talking that.
I mean, what if your wife grabs one of your many Godzillas? Just starts stabbing you with the spikes on its back.
I will thank you not to reveal my bedroom plan.
I'm sorry. I just saw it on YouTube, and I thought maybe, you
like I would put that
it.
up on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. You porn. Anyway.
And that's my private videos.
It's for the private times.
Yeah.
According to
Actually, I wouldn't do that because that would devalue my Godzilla figures. I spent a lot on some of those.
Yeah, right? It was like, oh, what are you doing over here? She said, police say Williams claimed the victim fell and cut himself. When asked why she had blood on her hands and clothes, she said it was not the victim's blood. It had been there. The victim.
That's from somebody else assaulted with a squirrel.
The victim. The victim was taken to a hospital for treatment. Williams is being held at the Charleston County Detention Center. Her bond was set at $10,000.
America's a bunch of cunts.
Yes, it is.
That's fucked up.
That is just horrific.
All right, let's do one more and we'll call it a night.
One more? All right, this comes from Robert Ward. Costume Minnie Mouse pummels Vegas security guard at wild beatdown.
Like 3 of those things are a turn on.
Yeah, this is a New York Post. You won't see this on Disney Plus. A woman dressed as Minnie Mouse got into a wild brawl on the Las Vegas Strip, caught on a now viral video.
All cops are bumbling dummies.
Why did this happen while we were there?
Maybe it did.
Maybe it did. Minnie quickly lost her head.
Stockpile all my guns because cops don't help you.
At least from her Disney costume, as she repeatedly threw haymakers at a red-headed woman wearing a jacket with security on the back.
Stop, I can only get so erect.
At least one of her wild punches hit her partner, Mickey Mouse, as he tried to intervene in the ferocious-looking attack. Seen in a video viewed more than 4.5 million times by Thursday morning.
Gotta love a girl who can take a punch.
A man dressed as Goofy looked bemused as he watched on.
Gosh, I can't believe Minnie's going off on him like that.
Oh, gosh, I don't think Minnie had her meth this morning. With Minnie yanking her opponent to the ground by pulling her hair, then mounting her as she continued a steady series of MMA-style blows.
I'm finishing.
After finally getting pulled off the woman, Minnie took off her large costume shoes and ran off after shouting, "I ain't no bitch," end quote.
Wow. That's the high note we need to end this fucking show on.
The video was first uploaded Monday by somebody named Princess B. Rodriguez on Facebook, who wrote, "I forgot to show y'all what took place in Vegas between Minnie Mouse and the security. It is not immediately clear what started the brawl, although another short clip showed the two women in a shouting match before the brawl." Somebody actually commented, "Fam, what Disney experience is this? Minnie is part of the WWE now." A spokesman for the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police said it was aware of the event, but a victim had not come forward and filed a complaint. They say they are looking into the matter and trying to identify the suspect. The clip recalls other costume character fights, including a video that went viral last April of a man in a full body Easter Bunny costume unleashing a slapstick-style beatdown on a man on a Florida street. Jesus, I ain't no bitch!
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's fucking insane.
That is the fucking world, man. It's coming apart at the seams, and I love it.
All right, we're going to play the Ending Legion promo here. We'll have some kind of music I'll figure out later on to close out the show.
If you enjoyed this show, then make sure you check out the other great shows on the Legion Podcast Network, like Cinema Psyops, Cinema Beef, Devour the Podcast, Duncan and Bo Come Correct, Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast, Friday the 13th, Get Slayed, The Hellming Power Hour, Hello, This is the Doom Show, Hero Hero Go Show, Kill the Cast, Underwater Kaiju from Outer Space, Jerry Hates Action, Legion After Dark, Mental Health, Obsessive Cinema, Discourse, Pick Six Movies, the podcast by The Cemetery, the podcast on Haunted Hill, the Psychosemantic Podcast, Rick Radio, House of Wax, Dude Looks Like the 80s, Rabbit and Red Radio, the Shadecast, Short Bus Cinema, 2 Drink Minimum Commentaries, the VD Clinic, Who Will Survive Horror Podcast, and Witch vs. the Doomsday Clock. With such a wide spread of shows, there is guaranteed to be a niche for you to fall in love with. Horror, politics, movies, books, sex, music, commentaries, health, video games, kaiju, action, news, comedy, and opinions that would most likely get you killed in some parts of the world. We are proud to bring you some of the best podcasting in the world. Check us out at www.legionpodcast.com, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and any other dark corner of the internet where podcasts can be found.
absolutely no momentum, I'm just going to have to come right back into the show and try and pretend like I still give a fuck at closing out the show when I can't play the kind of music that I feel like playing.
I know, man. That's really weird.
Music industry, man. They're trying to fuck me over, man.
And they're just here, they go, God, why don't people love us anymore? Is it because of our crippling restrictions? No, it's podcasts. That must be the problem.
Well, if you would like to be part of the problem and not part of the solution, also, if you'd like to get our old episodes before they get archived, because we got to protect Legion as best we can. It's been a wonderful home to us. legionpodcast.com/cinema-psyops. I will be removing this stuff very shortly. I don't know exactly when. I'm going to try and figure it out. We may not get another hit on the whole entirety of the network altogether, but I don't want to be the problem. So, you want to get our old episodes, you want to archive them for yourself, and you don't have to worry about the paywall and all of that in the future that might end up happening. legionpodcast.com/cinema-psyops. We also have our Facebook group of Cinema Psyops, where you can post your very tasty memes you made for the show.
Only the highest quality of memes will be posted.
Actually, we've gotten some really, really tasty memes from out of the last episode that I'm very happy with.
They're very scrumptious.
And I stuck with my word. I did reshare them. Maybe I did it a little late, but I did it on the night we were recording.
You sure did.
Shared them to our Instagram, which went to our Cinema Psyops page on Facebook. You can also find me on Facebook. I am Cort Psyops. You can find Matt on Facebook. He is Matt Psyop. You can email feedback to Matt, psyopmatt@gmail.com. Let him know that it's not all about Roll Tide when it comes to incest three-ways.
Oh, well, what is it all about?
Incest and three-ways.
Okay.
Email feedback to Cort, cinemapsyopscort@gmail.com. Link them to your favorite incest porn. Yes, I'm just requesting.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, my email's just going to blow up. You can tweet a couple of tweets to a couple of twats on the hate-filled shitfest that is Twitter. I'm at Cort_Psyop, and he is at psyopmatt. You can also follow us on the gram of Insta. You just have to add water, cinema_psyops on that, and that's where I'll be reposting your tasty memes that you make about the show.
All the tastiest memes will be posted.
We're talking Gordon Ramsay level of high-quality memes.
Highest. Only the highest of qualities.
Well, folks, act like Minnie Mouse in Las Vegas and kick the fuck out of this week and make it your bitch.
Helps at least establish that in the beginning. And we're going to get to this, but I just want to say it now. I felt it was like, because you're right, he's not actually murdering any of the prostitutes. He's doing make-believe. And they're all like, oh, he's such a kind man. He's such a nice man. And he really is pegged to be a nice man, because I didn't see what he was holding in that picture until all of a sudden I saw him undoing the rails so that his wife would fall off and die in the chicken coop later on. And that's when I'm like, wow, you really did like a 180 there. You're that desperate to be with this other person. I go, for being a nice man, now you're going to become a murderer even though you're fake killing all these other women?
No, he's been a heel, and he's been cheating on his wife the entire time.
Now it makes him an entire... and I know he's been cheating on her, but, I didn't think he was trying to kill her until that moment. I'm like, wow, that's really a lot to come up, but now that it's established he's been trying to kill her for a while, okay, then now everything makes sense.
Yeah. You get swept up in the passion of everything, and it's not until you're stuck paying the bills that you realize whether or not you actually love that person.
It's not until, you're holding the baby who's vomited all over you and it's 3 a.m, or you're holding your significant other who's vomited all over you and it's 3 a.m. That's when love comes into it.
And he is speaking from personal experience on both accounts, folks.
Both accounts, yeah. I've held a baby that's puked all over me, and my wife has held me while I've puked all over her, so...
I like how you flip that around.
Yeah, goddamn right.
Not gonna bury your wife.
I don't hell no, man. Only reason I'm still standing today.
She's a better drinker than you, that much is for sure.
Oh, goddamn right she is. The whites are good for you. The yolks, it will kill you. That's the baby chicken part. It's everyone's favorite part.
I got another racial clip from you.
What?
You said the whites are good for you.
Oh, shit. Did I say the white parts?
Nope, just the white.
Oh, I thought you should have said egg whites. Anyway.
Whatever, we're both talking about how the whites are good.
Man, this would be a real heavy racist one right here.
Mysteriously, all the times I said it just disappeared.
Yeah, of course. Nothing mysterious about it. Hey, did you say one time you would take clips from me if I tell you where they are?
Yeah, but if they never get out into the ether for you to be able to take them.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Fuck.
I can show you how to do it yourself on an Overcast app on your phone.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I am apparently secretly into fisting.
This is the kind of thing that I search for on YouPorn.
The whites are good for you.
So, like, cousins are less creepy and or erotic to watch on YouPorn. I'm advocating watching fake versions of it on YouPorn. That's from somebody else assaulted with a squirrel.
I ain't no bitch.